Hi, nice to talk to you.
Hi,
Appreciate it.
Jamie.
Hi. The first thing I want to ask you is why did you decide to do this? I mean, it sounds like maybe you were a fan before, but I'm not sure. So why did you want to be a part of this?
Let me preface this by saying I have never done any type of show like this other than my own
Right.
show, and it was something I would never have done before. But I became such a fan of this show. I love Alan. I love the darkness, the macabre of the show. The game was really exciting. So after I watched season two, I thought, oh, this is something that's interesting to me. And I had reached out to Andy Cohen, who's a friend of mine, and he did the reunion show. And I was just like, Andy, I'm obsessed with the show. And he's like, you should absolutely do it. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. And the next thing I know, my agent gets a call the next day saying, they want you to do this show called Traitors. Are we going to say no? I'm like, I don't think we're gonna say no to this. And it was great because I feel like not doing anything like this, it got me out of my comfort zone. It was a challenge for me. It was something that I had so much fun doing.
Do you feel though, like watching it and being a fan, do you think that made it better or worse? Because sometimes I feel like this show, if you have a strategy, sometimes it's not good. So I don't
Uh,
know.
Well, first of all, you don't realize how hard the game is until you're actually playing it. And I said at one point, I'm like, all you people at home drinking your wine and eating your popcorn, judging us and telling us how stupid we are. Uh, that's what I did when I watched From. Like, because you have all the information, we don't. We're going off of just the way that you ate your breakfast in the beginning, and it's so hard. And you think you have intuition, or at least I thought I did. And I did not do a great job. But like the time that I did get I did a great job, it got me murdered. So,
Yeah. What would you have done differently, or would you have done it the same? Now that
yeah, I would have done two things differently. The first thing that I would have done differently is that in episode one, when Alan put his hand out and said, shake my hand, I would have walked up, I would have taken his hand, I would have turned around, I would have voted Ivor out of the house because A, I didn't know Ivor, B, he's like, a part of the royal family. And I was just like, you can't trust anybody in the royal family anyway. So sorry, buddy, you're gone. And then I would have had Rob as an ally. The second thing I would have done differently if when everyone voted Nikki, including me, I that's when I was so on to Rob, and I should have been that person on an island with myself, and I should have written Rob's name down because maybe it would have been harder for him to murder me at this point.
That's fair. Well, other than Rob, because you said you figured out, were you surprised? I mean, when you got the reveal, because we didn't get to see that yet. So,
Wait until you see that because I lose my mind. First of all, I trusted Danielle, and I she had my back a little bit in the turret, not wanting to vote me. But Rob had those girls intimidated, and he was really like trying to be the boss because that's what Rob does. But it was Carolyn. I It was so obvious, but I couldn't believe it. Like when I saw Carolyn's name written down, I screamed. I was just like, this cannot be.
I
I was
don't think
like,
anybody
hey,
suspects her still, really.
yes. But like, I will say, as a lover of this show, what's going on between the traitors in the turret is riveting television for me.
Yeah, I'm still like, after this week, I'm like, I don't know what the heck's going to happen at this point.
Yeah, me either. And that's why I'm like, when Carolyn voted for Danielle, because one thing I learned about Carolyn is once you cross Carolyn, there's no going back. Like you can do whatever, you can say whatever you want, you can do whatever you think needs to be done. There's no turning back with that one.
To see how that happens. So when you did leave, you did say that you were angry and they were ballsy and everything. Do you feel differently about how they played and about how you felt now that you're kind of removed from it?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to ever hold any kind of grudge. That's just not who I am. Uh, I think one of the main reasons I was so pissed about getting murdered that day was I had a really strong outfit that day, and I really wanted to show off that look. And you're going to get to see it in the reveal. And yeah, that's what they were saying. Because I was like, no, just one more episode because this outfit's so good. So yeah, on a superficial level, uh, but I came in to have fun. I came in to do something different, and I got to achieve all that. So I have nothing but great memories.
What surprised you the most?
The long hours. I mean, we were shooting like 16-hour days. I
Oh.
mean, it was and it was like, shooting 6 days a week. It was exhausting. And I think that it becomes part of it because you you become more volatile, you become more emotional,
Mhm.
you become like a caged animal a lot of times, and that always makes for great reality television. Uh, eh, so it was challenging in that way, and I knew to expect that. But it was another thing to just like actually be living in it and experiencing it.
I was gonna say, I guess then you guys didn't have really downtime where you hung out and got away from that, it sounds like.
Oh, we never got to hang out. I mean, this show, they really take everything so seriously, which is great. Like when if you and I are on the show together, if we're done shooting, we aren't able to speak to one another. Not at the hotel. Not, we're not allowed to talk to one another if we're riding in the same car. I mean, so the people at the Traitors, the producers, they take it very seriously, which I think is awesome.
What person surprised you the most that you met on here?
Well, it sure wasn't Tom Sandoval because that guy is
He has
he's
so many theories, it's kind of like you don't know what to
all
say.
of his theories. I mean, I was just like, and I love what Dolores said to him at the round table last night. I was like, go ahead and say whatever you want because it's not going to make sense anyway. I thought that was my favorite line of the night. But I think the one person that really surprised me. I mean, I guess the most surprised I was with Carolyn. I mean,
Yeah,
I was surprised that she was a traitor.
that's fair. What was your favorite part of the castle?
I think my favorite part of the castle was whenever we would congregate in one room before the round table, it was a chance for us all to kind of like be together, but we really couldn't talk to one another, and so not being able to talk was very kind of like calming in a
It
way
was
because
actually calming. That's funny.
yeah, because once you go into that round table, you have no idea because you're getting the edited version. That round table goes on for I want to say 2 hours. I don't know because we
Oh,
weren't allowed to
wow. Yeah, I
watch
definitely
it.
didn't know that. Yeah.
We go for a very long time, and there's so much that needs to be said, and like it was so nerve-wracking because everyone's afraid to talk in the very beginning.
Yeah, that's good to know though, because usually you're like, why are you stopping them here? So it's
Yes,
good to know you had more time and got to discuss it more, I guess. Other
absolutely.
other than the round table and trying to figure that thing out, what was like the most difficult for you? I know the one challenge was, but just kind of overall, in general.
I think that it was just having to constantly be thinking about the game because you were thinking about it from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, on camera, off camera, everything. You are watching, analyzing, looking, see what everyone is doing. And because you just never know, like that one episode where the traders had to get together and like, write names down to be put into the coffins. It's like, so you're constantly thinking. There was one point where we're in I guess it was the bar or the library. I can't remember what it was called exactly, but there were all these different wine glasses set up. All of us were deathly afraid.
Nobody wants to touch.
No one would touch any of the wine glasses because of what happened in season two. Finally, people had to come and say, Nothing's going to happen. You can drink out of these wine glasses because we were like looking for like, solo cups to drink out of because I was like, no, I'm not touching one of those glasses.
That's funny. I guess a lot of people were fans of this show. So, well, I definitely enjoyed it. So thank you for talking to me. Appreciate it. And looking forward to seeing your reaction.
Well, get ready. It's going to be a good one.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.